Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. These people are again at it, and they show their hatred towards Novak Djokovic, I think the greatest player that ever lived so far, by his record, not by his balls only. They can't hide it. So from time to time they show how much it hurts them that a Serb, I think that's the only reason, a Serb is gonna get the commercials and he's the greatest, and not a Brit like Murray, or a Swiss like, what's his name, Federer, or Nadal. Remember, I don't think that Andy Murray, is that how it's called? Should be in the same line with Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal. I don't think so. I look at his record. But nevertheless, they tried to push him in. Now what happened again? An Australian TV presenter shows his disdain for Djokovic getting engaged with his fans on live television. And then he apologizes, saying that Trump is too old and is overrated. You know why he's overrated? Because he's not a British player or English player or a German player or a French player or a Swiss player or an Austrian player or a Norwegian player or an American player or an Australian player. These are the ones that really have to be the best, not a Serb. I think that's the main point. So let me play you the video where this presenter disrespects Djokovic by addressing on live television, covering whatever it is, covering the tennis event in Australia, I guess. So let's see what's happened here. Djokovic forces Aussie TV presenter to eat his words. Tony Montana Jones has made amends with the Serbian tennis star after the latter snubbed an interview over the journalist's offensive comments. World-renowned Serbian tennis player Novak Djokovic has accepted an apology from a sports presenter with Australia's 9 News broadcaster. The athlete has taken issue with comments Tony Jones made on Friday. During live coverage, he mocked Serbian fans seen in the background singing over their chants. And I'm quoting this baboon. Novak is overrated. Novak's a has-been. Novak, kick him out. This guy right here. So, there's no secret that I like Novak Djokovic, but because he's a ballsy Serbian and the greatest player I think ever lived so far. So let's hear what this baboon did.
Back to Melbourne Park where you can see the Novak Djokovic fans there in full voice. Yeah, the chants are quite extraordinary. Novak, he's overrated. Novak's a has-been. Novak, kick him out. Boy, I'm glad they can't hear me. Anyway, let's get on to the tennis and world number.
So, what do you think, my friends? What do you think about that? And let's read further. Djokovic responded by refusing to give a traditional on-court interview to the broadcaster after beating Jiri Lehečka on Sunday night. He instead took the microphone and addressed the spectators, thanking them for the support they had shown. The Serbian tennis star then walked off the court without answering any questions. On Monday, several media outlets quoted a spokesperson for Tennis Australia as saying that, and I'm quoting, Novak acknowledges the apology has been given in public as requested and is now moving on and focusing on his next match, end quote. Earlier that day, Jones explained that he had initially considered his comments to be banter, but after being contacted by the Djokovic team, he reached out to Serbian tennis star and issued an apology for any disrespect that Novak felt that I have caused. Not a disrespect I caused. That's not an apology. When I say, well, I'm sorry if you feel that way. I call you, let's say, mother, and you're offended. I say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. So if I call you names, and I call you as has been overrated, and I apologize that you feel that way, that's not an apology. For the words misplaced, ugly lies I said towards your fans. I disrespected you. You're the number 1 player in the world, not now, but I think forever. As of now, I'm sorry. So that's not an apology. When someone says, I'm sorry, if you feel hurt. No, you apologize for what you said. All right, let's see. What else is here? The presenter went on to also apologize to Serbian fans for the unfortunate situation. No, it's not an unfortunate. You created it. It wasn't it's bad luck. It was just that's unfortunate. It's a not lucky situation. Unlucky. It was just unlucky. What was unlucky about it? What was unfortunate? You said it. It was not unfortunate. Now the reaction is unfortunate? I think so. You meant it. And I'm quoting, I agreed to meet him in person. They came back, and yes, that hasn't transpired yet, but I hope it will happen in the next 24 hours, Jones was quoted as saying by the media. Speaking during a press briefing on Sunday before the apology was issued, Djokovic clarified that, and I'm quoting, couple of days ago, the famous sports journalist who works for official broadcasters here in Australia, Channel 9, make a mockery of Serbian fans and also made insulting and offensive comments towards me. I didn't feel offended because you call me that way. No, you said it. It's offensive. And not that I really care, but you're a presenter. And since then, he chose not to issue. And since then, he chose not to issue any public apology. Neither did Channel 9. So Djokovic came out, said that, and then, since they're officially broadcasters, I choose not to give interviews for Channel 9. During the course of his professional career, the 37-year-old has won a record 24 Grand Slam men's single titles, with 10 Australian Open wins among them. I said this many times before, just because he's a Serb. That's what I think. Am I free to think that way? Even if that's delusional on my part, which I don't think it is, that's the reaction. And they push Murray. And they're upset that he cut off the Williams. You know what I'm talking about? Serena. All right. I mean, there's a coefficient. I can remember how it's called. A coefficient of body muscle coefficient, over which, you go and check it out. You can find on YouTube if you want explanations, if you don't want to read books. After which, a human body's muscle cannot grow in natural habitat, normal diet. So if I eat normal diet, the muscle cannot grow, I think about 20 up to 26% or something like this of the body mass that I have. If you see a muscle over the 25, I think it's between 25 28, I give them 30%. I know it's not 30, it's below 30, but let's say 30. If someone has 40%, he needed something else, juiced up. I would like you to look at the female Serena Williams. I want you to look at her physically, not now, when she competed, and check your little thing to hers. Now, I'm not saying she's an athlete, but still, my friends, still. And by the way, I made a video on that too. She was, how do you call that, Serena Williams? She was waived. They waived her so she can take certain kind of medication. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. And if you don't believe me, see another athlete who's Olympian who is allowed to take medication for ADHD. Go and check her out. But nobody else. The Russians are the dopers, man. The dopes. The Russians. Let's ban them so we can win. So again, Djokovic, you don't know what I'm talking about? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's bad. It's bad. So Djokovic, there you have him. Ballsy, and he knows who he is. A proud Serb. The best player that has ever been playing so far. Can I have an opinion? An assessment? It's not me. It's the 24 Grand Slams men's singles titles. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.